Catalunya as we head into the second half of this year's going in the commentary box with Jack Appleyard down in pit lane. As always now in MotoGP, we say this every week, don't we? A high caliber, high quality star-studded Q1 to qualify below here. Ralph Fernandez on the pitch.
Really well. Luca Marini is, arguably on the best machine, or not, or not arguably. He really, if he puts it together, he should do the job as well. But Mark, he's
a rain in the air, so looking to get out there, get a banker lap in potentially early. That's a good sign though, isn't it, with the shadows emerging from the bikes as they go through turn 4.
Fabio's machine shouldn't be able to compete, from what we've seen the second lap, because if you burn it on a lap that's already destroyed, then you're ruining the next lap. So yeah, he'll take it easy and have another go if he's on a new one.
We briefly saw there M. Miller, Marquez and Mir all in.
Good lap on the board, don't risk it yet, and meaning, if you risk it, fire it down the road, you've got no time, you're on the back of the grid. So get that lap time in, won the first one, then take the risk.
We talked about 5 miles.
From what I've heard, the rear tyre here, the soft, if they torture it, will only do one lap now, so let's see what it can do on this next one.
Talking about even on your qualifying laps, you're having to manage it, particularly through turn 3 and turns 4, because if you don't, you're just going to destroy the time. You're not going to get the hot lap in.
And so far he's kept all 3 splits together, 3/10 under. So let's watch a roll. Is that turn 1?
Yeah, it's sector 1, isn't it? Yeah, he's ran on and just had maybe a little tip over there. Back with Luca Marini. He'll need more than the 1:39.980, which is his current best time of the session. Just quickly on Marquez, that 1:39.684. That's 0.6 of a second faster than anything that Marquez
stopped on the hard stuff because he wasn't going to fall out. You can't get turns and you can't exit. You've got nothing left. But this man we're watching right now, Marc Marquez, number 93, yes, he's changed his attitude. He doesn't want to risk it anymore, but I think he's still up for fully expecting Miguel very soon to do something special.
Yeah, he does love this Barcelona circuit, as Simon mentioned. A MotoGP winner here for KTM back in 2021. His career first podium did come here in 2012.
Open.
Now then, into turn 4, Miller and Marquez go. Again, you've got to be conscious there about burning up the right-hand side of that rear tyre, then down the hill, tricky, second gear, slow.
Faster than Jack here.
Is Marquez going into P1 then here at the end of this Q1 session? You bet he is, a 1:39.070. Marquez then 1.2 seconds faster than he was at the end of play yesterday.
Back to full fitness and showing the class he is.
Those fast corners are here in Barcelona. You think turns 3 and the last 2 corners, but to be finding a 1:39.330, when you think of just how tough it is right now for him physically. A really interesting debrief, as always, with Paul yesterday. He talked about particularly turns 13 and 14, where he has and will excel in 2023. Jack Miller then, can he find something in this final sector then? The Australian, outstanding job. No wonder his crew are giving him a massive pat on the back. They are the 2 men then that are still in this fight for the Catalunya pole position here. Comfort for Honda with them and getting through, but Fabio Quartararo yet again. It's been very much Miguel Oliveira's Saturday morning though here in Barcelona. Fastest in that P2 and now quickest in Q1. A 1. Welcome back to the circuit, the Barcelona Catalunya, for round 11 of 20 in this, directly through the Q2 yesterday. Joined in this second session by the brilliant Miguel Oliveira and Marc Marquez. As we mentioned though, Matt Burt, Simon Crayfire and Jack Appleyard bringing you continued coverage of this Super Ducati. Have only ever had 2 poles here in Barcelona. Casey Stoner in 2008, none since Hoy Lorenzo in 2018. I think that may well be ended here today, or at least as far as going, the Aprilis will have something to say about that.
Matt, I think it's this circuit, if you look at his history, so they're the other ones I'm kind of really watching. A shout out to Fabio Di Giannantonio, because
Q2 session.
So normally I'd I'd be saying Jorge Martin is dangerous. It's qualifying, but as we all know, lately he's lost that edge, and I believe it's not him that's lost it, it's the bike setup.
He'd already got 15 laps on it, and he was really struggling in sort of the tyre torture in corners, turns 3 and turns 4. He'd have worked on that with his Prima Ducati crew overnight as we follow Marquez then. This is on that older Michelin. The Top Gun has been firing on all cylinders. Does another front row start back in for Vinales. Wasn't able to capitalise on the front row in Spielberg, was he? A couple of weeks ago, but a 1:39.392, his first flying lap puts Vinales, of course, an Aprilia ambassador, 4 times 250cc world champion as well, keeping a very close eye on proceedings. We keep a close eye on number 89, Jorge Martin, who was rapid in that first sector, as you can see on the keeps turning up and putting in the show-stopping performances, doesn't he, this man? Absolute class. A 1:39.176 from Binder. I don't think as far as he squeezed the power on that GP22 Ducati. Just a bit of wheel spin, a twitch there. Marco Bezzecchi riding on board. We've now got a front row seat for that one. It's the number 73 against the 72. Using your tyres in 24 laps could feel like 240.
Yeah, so
for just the 3rd time this season, 5th he qualified in Jerez, 4th he started in Silverstone.
And I mentioned earlier about technology, how they've over the last years worked so hard.
It was Miller who Marc Marquez picked as his reference, and we can clearly see, and we get to the final 4.5 minutes of this Q2 session, it's the world champion Pecco Bagnaia who he fancies getting dragged around this bus.
Slightly again, but Matt, he's going to need more than that to stay in first position. He's going to need more. He needs to make more over the next 2 splits.
Red hot laps coming in, red sectors from Bagnaia, from Martin as well. Place, Oliveira's lunging on the inside of Marc Marquez into that final corner. That was Rossi versus Lorenzo in the Grand Prix, wasn't it, all those years ago? Pecco Bagnaia, though, as he so often does, the number 1 back. Awesome by the world champ.
And what I want to see is, yeah, they might ride faster on the 2nd lap, but can the soft tyre match, you know?
Deck as well at turn 5 in the earlier FP2 session. So Marco Bezzecchi staring down the barrel of what would be his 2nd worst qualifying of the season. The only other time, well, his only time he's qualified outside the top 10 this year was the 13th.
Handle it. Here we go.
Into turn number 14 then. Here we go then now, this is Aleix Espargaro, it's all on the line, potentially for a home pole position here in Barcelona. Over the line, Aleix Espargaro comes. It's not for its circuits, but believe it or not, he's made 10 previous starts here across numerous classes. He's not had a single podium. I think he's going to put that one to here. What happened to Jorge Martin? He's coming up on Marc Marquez coming through turn.
Nothing comes easy, but it was a chaotic qualifying for us. Not a good pre-practice this morning for Miguel with that crash. But
6:39 to break the hearts of the Barcelona crowd. They'd have been hoping for Aleix Espargaro to take it back-to-back poles, but you have to just bow to the better man, don't you, sometimes? Pecco Bagnaia then, that's
jajan kita masih lama ini sampai sore sampai malam.
Thank you.